Welcome to Boss Up Goddess. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I interview trailblazing women who help you live bigger, better, and bolder by sharing all the exciting things that they're doing. Tonight, I want you to meet Tanisha Brugnoni. Tanisha Brunoni is
Yes.
an amazing woman who founded the Idlewild International Film Festival. She is a powerhouse, creative leader, boss, and she's here to talk about the Idlewild Film Festival, the town where it occurs, her mission to showcase filmmakers, and the global humanitarian effort that she has behind it to showcase these empowering, inspiring stories. Welcome, Tanisha.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I just admire you so much because Idlewild is such a special place. It's the Black Eden. It's the resort town in northern Michigan that we all love so much. And you decided to bring film there. And the first film festival in 2019 was amazing. So, Tanisha, can you talk about how you got the idea, why you decided to do this, and what is the mission?
Okay. Well, actually, I don't recall exactly when I wanted to start a film festival. I know I wanted to have a film festival for a while. And when I visited Idlewild in 2018, I was just captivated by the beauty. And, I went there for a glamping festival, a music glamping festival, and it was just so beautiful there. I actually didn't do much partying. I just kind of wandered around Idlewild by myself with my camera. And so
Uh-huh.
after I wandered around, and I have allergies today, so I might cough a little. So please excuse me. I'm just trying to
Oh,
prepare for it. It's
oh,
allergy
sure.
season and it's killing me. So after I wandered around for a little bit, I ended up with all this really beautiful footage. So I decided to put together a short film, which I entitled "With Love from Idlewild." And in that journey, I followed around a local resident. His name is Charles Page. He's a big supporter of the festival. And he just talked about Idlewild and gave us a little, like a snapshot into the history. So once that was completed, I looked up and I had this short film. And, being a filmmaker, I'm like, well, what am I going to do with this? Well, I guess I'll have a little, screening. And so I decided to do a little like film festival. I called it a film festival at the time. And put it on Facebook as an event, and then people just started sharing it. And at that time, it looked like it was like 1,500 people were interested in this little festival. And so I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh, what the heck? So I had to really buckle down and create something which I really hadn't planned on making it as big as it was.
Uh-huh.
And even though it wasn't big in numbers, it was big in terms of content and everything that was going on. Like we had you doing the meditation, we had yoga, we had belly dancers, we had African drummers, we had the little Idlewild dancers. It was just a lot of fun. It was beautiful. We had
Yes,
perfect
yes, yes.
weather. And so,
Uh-huh.
yeah, so, and even before that, people were just really excited and really supportive. I ended up going on, what is it called? Michigan Public Radio. They interviewed
Hmm.
me. I was in the free press. It just really just spiraled out of control beyond my imagination. And so once the festival was over, I just had a time to just sit back and just stay. I literally stood in the middle of the festival grounds and just looked up at the sky. It was just so perfect. So
Oh my
yeah, that's how it
gosh.
started.
Woo! It was awesome. Now, first of all, I was so excited and talking too fast. Your beautiful name is Tanisha Brugnoni.
Perfect. Got it. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And secondly, let me just share the magic of what Tanisha created in Idlewild. There was a beautiful lake, okay, beautiful grounds. She had vendors, she had food, she had these dancers, the music. Everybody brought their lawn chairs and blankets, and this giant screen against the lake, which was sunset. The sky turned pink. And then,
Mhm.
as we're sitting there watching movies under the stars, we saw a shooting star.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. While we're
Magical.
watching, yes, magical. And that's the energy of Idlewild. So,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, Idlewild is a historically Black resort town in northern Michigan. Before integration, when Black people couldn't go to other places for vacation, this was the place. My family's had a place there since the 50s, and Tanisha discovered the power and the beauty and the pleasure of Idlewild, and she brought this amazing project there. So can you talk about just that energy of that land and how they call it the Black Eden because it is magical?
Yeah, this was like, for me, I am a city girl through and through. Like, I grew up in Metro, well, in Detroit, not Metro. I grew up in Detroit. So, to go somewhere where we had African Americans with cowboy hats on and boots and horses, and to see all this nature, like, my experience was so magical the first time. Like, we saw a family of deer, which we see deer here. And then we saw, what else did we saw? We saw a bear, like, up close, like,
What?
I'm not personal, but we saw a
Oh,
bear, and I caught all of that on film. And then there was like this, I can't think of the name, some big, huge bird that you just don't normally see flying by. So all
uh-huh.
of those things, it just, the whole weekend, my first time there was just so magical that I wanted to bring everybody that I knew to Idlewild. And so that was that was the mission too. Like, let's get people to learn about this history, because a lot of people didn't know. Like, I had no idea it existed. I knew Idlewild from the movie, but I didn't know it was a real place, and I definitely didn't know it was Michigan. So to
Mm-hmm.
learn that was huge for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to share that knowledge with people. And it
Mm-hmm.
was the perfect, like you said, it was just the perfect setting. And just I like the cherry on the top of the ice cream was that shooting star. I'm like, well, God, you really showed out. Like, God was there for us. We had perfect weather. We didn't
Oh,
have anything go wrong with the festival. Like, for it to be a first year festival, people was telling me, oh, something's going to go wrong. Nothing really went wrong. Nothing that was major to really complain or talk about. So it was just perfect. And then, COVID came the next year.
right,
So,
right, right. So how did you pivot for last summer?
well, excuse me. What I've done is I actually started a monthly film series. So I think I started that. I didn't start that until maybe October of last year. I want to say around October. And so what I've been doing is I've just been screening short films online every month, the last week of the month. And so that's what we've been doing to keep people engaged and to keep the creators and the filmmakers connected in preparation for 2021. Now, I know the last time we talked off record or whatever, I wasn't sure whether or not we were going to do an in-person event in Idlewild. And looking at the numbers currently in Michigan, we've decided not to do an in-person event. So we are going to do an online event. However, we are going to have some really different things. I'm not going to say what they are. Some really like entertaining things similar to what we had in person implemented into the film festival. So
Mhm.
it's, again, I don't like to do things like everybody else does it. I like to think huge. So I'm thinking, how can I make this different? And so I have some tricks up my sleeve, and I'm looking forward
Woohoo! That's
to
how
it.
you boss up, goddess. Do it
Yes,
different, do it unique, make it amazing
exactly.
and magical.
Right. We gotta do something, because we can't go from what we had the first year to just watching movies for hours. We can't do that.
Right, right. So hopefully 2022 we can be back in person communing because the sense of community there and seeing
Oh
people, the
yes.
whole Idlewild experience is friends, family, meeting new people. It's magical. So Tanisha, can you talk about the curation process? Because I was a judge, thankful you for
Mhm.
that honor, and I got to
Yes.
watch so many films and do a talk back, lead a talk after one of
Mhm.
sessions. Can you talk about how you curate the films and what your themes are? Because that year, the first year was all women's films.
Mhm.
So can you talk about your process
And it
there?
is still a women's film festival. I want to keep it to that tradition, because I don't feel like there are enough festivals that focus on women content. It
Mm-hmm.
still is an international festival, because I love to hear diverse stories, and
Yeah.
sometimes this is the only way that people are exposed to it. Like, my audience is not generally a film festival type of audience. It's just, regular people or whatever. They're not avid followers of independent films. So when they go there and
Mm-hmm.
they learn a lot, so I'm going to keep to that tradition as well. But in terms of
Mm-hmm.
curating, to be honest, like, for me, I like to see what I get. A lot of film festivals have a theme at the beginning. I developed the theme based on what the filmmakers are writing about, what they're creating. And then I narrow
Mm-hmm.
it down, and then I put it into different sections based on that. So I do it the opposite way, because I don't want business to lead creativity. I want creativity to lead business, because I think that's
Woo!
where we mess up. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to ever, as a filmmaker and as a writer, there's a pressure to write a certain type of, content for that year, or what's going on. Oh, this is going on, let's write this, or this is what's selling. I'm not even gonna say what's going on, it's what's selling.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to have the freedom to write and produce and create content based on what's going on in our establishment in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so once
Mm-hmm.
I see what people are talking about, or what they're creating, and what's driving them, that's how we narrow it down. Like last year, well, not last year, the first year was a lot of nature, which was perfect because it was in Idlewild, and everything that was going on, nature was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I don't want, well, you could probably guess what, we're getting a lot of stuff about COVID. So we don't want to be too COVID heavy, but we do welcome, films that are about that, because that's relevant to what's going on in the world right now.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, so where can people watch and join the monthly experience?
Okay, so we are on Binge Wave festival site. And you can also go to my website, which is www.idlewildfilmfest.com. And then you can click on the monthly series page, and it'll take you to what's streaming for that month. Right now, we don't have anything up for May yet. It won't be up until like maybe another week from now, because I try to put it right at the end of the month, just to get people on a schedule and become accustomed to having the films up at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll put the link in the description box so people can click on and participate. Is there a fee?
Yes, there is a fee. It is, I want to say $8.99, and you get like 7 short films. So usually you have like an hour and a half worth of content, maybe 2 hours, it depends. So I
Mm-hmm.
believe like last month it was almost 2 hours worth of content.
That's beautiful. And it's supporting creatives, which is so very important, especially during the pandemic. So that's a
Right.
very small fee for people to support. And also anybody out there who's watching, who's excited about her mission, please do contact Tanisha Brugnoni
You
to
had it right.
okay.
You said Brignoni, girl. You had
Names
it
mean
right.
okay, names are so important. So they're our crown. So thank you. Please, if you want to participate as a sponsor or as a supporter of some sort, please do get in contact with Tanisha, because this is such a beautiful experience. I have chills just talking about the energy of Idlewild and the wonderful films. They were so enriching. They opened my mind and heart to so many new ideas, and they were all so different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a delight. And can I just share? I saved, when I was judging your films that you sent to me to judge, I saved this one called The Game for last. It was a basketball movie. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I sit in gyms with my son with basketball a lot. So I'll save that one. So I dove into all these other ones, but then I started to watch The Game, and I saw Rick Fox.
Yes.
And I was like, oh.
Icing on the cake. Love him. Love that handsome man.
Not only was it wonderful to watch Rick Fox, however, the theme of the film was mind-blowing.
It was.
Oh, is it available to watch anywhere?
You know what? I don't have it. I think we showed it the first month of the monthly series, but I don't have it available. I can't think of the filmmaker's name, but if you probably Googled The Game, you might find it. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere right now. It's a few years old right now, so it's probably ran through the festival circuit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was a really fun, a really interesting movie. I really enjoyed it. I believe it. I don't want to say for sure, but I don't know. I'm going to be quiet. I was going to say I thought it won some, but I don't remember.
Well, it got my vote, but
yes,
it had a really powerful feminist message that just made me jump up and down with excitement. It was so profound.
And one thing, I'm sorry, I wanted to add about the monthly series that's very unique is that every month we do have a director talkback where we do a Zoom meeting. Yes. And so that's been very, very fun and very interactive. You get to actually talk to the people that made the films. The audience love it. The questions are just like what's prompted you, and you get the behind the scenes input into what it took to make that film. So that's something to think about when you're looking into the monthly series as well.
I was going to ask you that question, so thank you. You caught the vibe.
I jumped the gun, my bad.
I love it. No, it's great.
It's so fun though.
It is because the interaction and
Mhm.
talking with the filmmaker is such a fascinating experience,
It
and
is.
letting them connect with the audience is also
Mhm.
beautiful. So,
It's been
thank
therapeutic for us during COVID too, because a lot of filmmakers aren't working as much as they normally are, and so they always thank me. Every month I struggle, like, oh boy, am I going to this? It's so much work and blah blah blah. You know how you are when you create them. You got these different projects, but every month it's wonderful and people enjoy it, and that's what's most important to me. That I'm connecting people and connecting the creatives with the filmmakers, et cetera, et cetera.
beautiful, beautiful. So, what's your overall mission? Why do you do this?
Good question. Well, my overall mission is to provide a platform for underrepresented creative filmmakers. That's overall, that's number one. And women, people of color, things like that. I just feel like we don't see enough independent stories in that. I just want to showcase something other than what mainstream media is showing us all the time, because I get really bored with just regular television personally. I like independent films. And so I just feel like this is a way to kind of, contribute to that and help that grow. So that's one of
Mhm.
my missions. Also with the festival itself, I wanted to help renew interest in Idlewild, which we talked about
Uh-huh.
before, and
Uh-huh.
just make sure that people learn about it and go there and experience it, and also help grow Idlewild, excuse me, because it has so much potential. My ultimate dream would be to create something very similar to Sundance, to have like a Black Sundance right there in Idlewild. That is my ultimate dream for the film festival. And so, yeah, that's something that I'm really passionate about and working toward.
Oh, that is amazing. So let's just give a little history lesson there too, because during the Harlem Renaissance, writers such as W.E.B. Du Bois, and there's actually a road there named after him, Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, they all came to Idlewild, in addition to Joe Louis and the Motown greats before they were famous. So Idlewild's history is all about bringing these superstars together. So for you to do that, Tanisha, would be amazing.
Yeah, I would love to have famous filmmakers and actors walking around Idlewild one day and just, chopping it up with the locals. I think that would be so cool.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So it's so pristine there still, like the lake. It looks like the
Yes.
sun is just sparkling like diamonds on the water. It's not very densely populated anymore as it used to be back in the 50s and 60s when it was
Hmm.
jam-packed, but there's more people, younger people coming in to revive it. And your endeavor is certainly contributing to that and putting it on the map as a creative destination.
Yes, I'm very proud of that, and happy that, like I had people come from Canada and DC who hadn't heard about it. And I didn't even know these people, like, you traveled for my little festival, but it was exciting, So yeah, that's the wonder about, the internet, that we can reach a broader audience. And,
Mhm.
when people get an idea and get excited, there's no telling how far they'll travel to go see that place.
And guess what? It might have the reverse effect. Those in very distant places who see the virtual experience may say, once it becomes physical again, they'll want to come to the place.
Right, exactly. You kind of touched on a little bit of my background to the next festival, but we're gonna just not talk
Oh, yay. Excellent. Excellent. I loved how you made it such a comprehensive experience. There were meals, there were parties, there was a brunch, there was the yoga and meditation that we did outdoors under the trees and the sky, which was magical, all the different things together. So it was far more than just watching films, which was spectacular unto
about.
itself.
Right.
And you had the cool t-shirts with the wolf and the sparkles. I got mine upstairs.
Yeah, those are cool. I like
Love it.
those. The glitter on
Hmm.
them. I love our picture together. Like we're like the chocolate and the vanilla version of each other on there. I love it.
I love it. And you had on your cool cowboy boots.
That was fun. I really like. I wish I could relive that, but it was
I
just so much
know.
fun.
We didn't know how good we had it, right?
Nope. And we didn't know what was coming. And what's so interesting is that, like I did that and I put that festival together in less than a year. And I had a few people who had thought I had lost my mind, obviously. And I had one of my friends, bless her heart, I took her to Idlewild. Well, I'm just going to tell the backstory. I took her to Idlewild like a month before the festival, and I was showing her everything. And she's really like, she's more really city, I'll put it that way. So she was just kind of taken aback at how kind of, you know, small and kind of countryish it is. And
Uh-huh.
she was like, I don't think that people are they're gonna be expecting this. I said, no, my audience, because I was very detailed. I sent out letters. I told people I actually created what to expect when you're in Idlewild lists so that
Mm.
people were prepared and know that, hey, this is not like Las Vegas. This is a small town. There is not a whole lot of infrastructure. This is what we have. This is what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. So everyone that came knew what to expect and they enjoyed it. And so it's funny because she thought that people were going to come and be disappointed. And when it was all said and done, you know, because I had educated people, I believe in educating people, they were prepared for what it was and they just had a great time.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Mhm.
And the reason behind the fact that there are some cottages that have been abandoned and are crumbling, despite all the revitalization, is because when integration happened in 1964, people could go elsewhere.
Right.
And then they left their cabins in Idlewild to ruin. And
Mm-hmm.
then in the 90s, when the genealogical surge happened, people went back and renovated their places, and new generations are coming and purchasing property. So that's just part of the history. That's brilliant that you did that. That's
Yeah.
because it's not
And
Martha's Vineyard.
right. And people bought property, you know, every time we bring people up there, somebody's buying something and
Mm.
building something and doing something. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's been, I guess, a little bit of a uphill, and we're kind of got thrown back a little bit about with COVID and everything. But I feel like it's going to keep growing, and it's still, you know, it's always going to be magical. You can't take the magic out of Idlewild.
No.
Even if there isn't a lot of infrastructure, when you're there, you're going to feel it. So that's one
Mhm.
thing that I know will bring people back, is just the feeling of the safeness and the calmness and the energy.
Yes, 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 yes. So, Tanisha, if there's any filmmakers watching right now and they'd like to submit their film to you for your review, how do they do that?
Okay, so to submit, you can go to Film Freeway. Most independent filmmakers know about Film Freeway, and you just search for the Idlewild International Film Festival. We're accepting feature lengths. At first, we didn't do feature lengths, so we are accepting feature length films, narratives, and documentaries. You can submit short films. We have a student category. The only criteria, or the main criteria, is that you have to have a woman above the line member. And filmmakers know what above the line means, which is basically we're doing a writer, a director, a producer, or a director of photography. So those are the things that we're looking for. We don't want films where the male, love them, can't live without them, but we
Nope,
want
love them.
we
Love them
want
so
these,
much.
right. We need our women in these powerful positions because we want to, you know, we want to highlight their work. So that's one of the criteria for the festival. But other
Mhm.
than that, you know, it's open. Submissions are open until, I want to say, early July. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mhm.
And so, yeah,
Huh.
we got to talk about judging too a little later. But yeah, because
Okay.
I think I got like the first time I got like about 91 submissions, and we're already at 75, I think. And it's only
Wow,
May 12th.
that's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. And I've been going through
Wow.
them, and my, you know, some of my colleagues have been going through them, but yeah, it's time to get rolling there.
Wow, 75 submissions. Oh my goodness. But what a thrill to be exposed to all these ideas and these really innovative creations. I was stunned.
Yeah. I like I
Mhm.
mean, the creativity of an independent filmmaker is just, it amazes me. And I'm
Mhm.
actually looking, because I haven't technically done my directorial debut. I usually do a lot of producing and film producing and, you know, like videography, because it's not a huge industry here in Michigan. So, but I am actually looking to start my own short film this year. And there is a little Afrofuturistic project that I've been working on. I'm really excited about that as well.
Oh,
More info
fun.
to come.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, you know
Yeah.
who to call so you can tell the
Right.
world about it.
Yes, definitely would love to be on here again talking about it.
Yes, excellent. I love it. Okay. So, what are your words of wisdom to all those watching who might want to make a movie and become a filmmaker? That's a dream that many people have, especially women.
Yeah. I would say obviously watch a lot of films, pay attention to details, pay attention. I'm really heavy on like I want to say like story. Story is number one for me. Like you need to be able to tell a story without using a lot of words. And you want to be able to tell us like one thing I notice about a lot of um well, I'm not going to say that. Let's just stick with you need to be able to tell a great story with images. Concentrate on the
Yep.
images in the story and not so much on the dialogue. And you
Hmm.
read some books. If you can't go to film school, there's a lot of different things you can do online. There's a lot of, I love that master class. Have you ever took any of those tutorials? Yes, they have
No, but
master
I've seen the
class.
promos.
Yeah, I took the Shonda, what is it, Shonda Rhimes one?
Shonda Rhimes?
Phenomenal class. And yeah, I took that. And so you can take courses like that that are taught by reputable filmmakers and you can learn a
Hmm.
lot from that. But just keep studying, read, don't take shortcuts, make sure you have a script, make sure you know, write things, take notes when you're inspired. Just don't take shortcuts because it will show. And don't just pick up a camera and say, I'm going to make a movie. Because that's a quick way to just waste a lot of money. But people do
Oh,
it.
wow.
And yeah.
Wow.
Once in a while, those films go somewhere, but it's like it's a rarity.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Wow, what great advice. So, Tanisha, what does it mean to you to boss up, goddess?
For me, it is just basically in the era of COVID. I think we're all just bossing up by being proactive and staying healthy and doing the things that inspire us. Writing, in your case, and you know, talk shows. For me, it's the filmmaking and curating and connecting with filmmakers. So bossing up to me is just living your best life and being
Hmm.
healthy and keeping your mind together and your body together, because a lot of times nowadays society tells us it's okay to just not take care of our bodies, but it's not. You know, it's important to take care of your health and your mind. Those are equally
Hmm.
important. So that's what I think bossing up means.
I love it. I love it. And you have a symbol of blocks being removed behind you. Love
Yes.
that. And that beautiful portrait or tapestry, whatever it is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like right over you. It's so powerful.
Is it? Thank you. I
Yeah.
stole that from my teenage daughter. Well, she was a teenage. She's like, Mom, your office is direct, looks like a teenage girl's room. I'm like, I don't care. I like it. You
Oh,
know? So,
okay.
yeah.
Well, that's a symbol of blocks being removed from any endeavors that you're doing as a creative. So
Is
that's
it?
super powerful. Yeah.
I had no idea. I just thought it was pretty and I hung it up in here.
Oh, see? That's spirit working its ways where you don't even
Yes.
have to know.
Maybe that's why I've been clearer lately. Like literally, I just
Yes.
hung it up about a week ago. I didn't have anything on that wall for
Oh,
a while.
okay.
Thank you for
Uh-huh.
sharing that.
That's what that
Yeah,
is.
I'm not that deep, girl.
Well, you are in terms of this amazing project that you're doing, Tanisha. It's so powerful. Your mission, global, showcasing women filmmakers, celebrating the power of Idlewild, all amazing things. I wish you the absolute best. And you better believe when you turn Idlewild into the Black Sundance, I will be there
Oh,
with
for
my
sure.
cowboy boots too.
I know that's right. I wouldn't have it any other way. Looking forward to it. We're gonna have a great time.
It's so fun and exciting and just such a relief from all the heavy duty stuff we've had to deal with, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to 2022 now.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
2021. 2021 has not been that bad, so
Hmm.
I'm just gonna roll with it, make the
Hmm.
best out of it.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Getting through it healthy and still doing
Mhm.
what we love to do.
Right, exactly.
So thank you for gracing this show with your presence, your brilliance, your beautiful spirit, all the things you're doing, your mission, your power. It's all amazing, Tanisha.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, and yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to look back on it too.
Okay. Excellent. Well, I hope to see you in Idlewild, maybe even this summer if we're all good with that.
That's what I'm planning on, and we got to talk about that.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So thank you. And anybody watching, please get in touch with Tanisha to watch the films, join her mission, sponsor, support, participate. And all the results are good, positive things, contributing amazing energy to the world.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you, all of you, for joining us here on Boss Up Goddess, where you got to meet Tanisha Brignoni, who's celebrating women filmmakers with her awesome International Film Festival in the magical town of Idlewild, Michigan. Please check out the link in the description box so you can learn more and get in touch with her and be part of this amazing movement. Also, please hit the subscribe button here on the channel. It helps more people learn about all the great things she's doing. And also, please drop a comment or question if you have one. Give a thumbs up to the video and follow me on Twitter at Elizabeth Atkins. Remember, boss up, goddess. You have the power.
Amen.